Dick Tracy, calling Dick Tracy, we've got a situation. Every hood, thug and gangster is on the street. Guns, dynamite, knives, you name it, they've got it. Tracy here, I'm armed and ready, just tell me where the crooks are, Chief. Dick Tracy is a 1991 side-scrolling action game that was released on the Sega Megadrive. Developed by Sega Technical Institute and based on the 1990 movie of the same name, the game was unfortunately released 8 months after the movie debuted on the big screen, with the delay inevitably affecting its success. Now, some 31 years on, as I make this video game review, I get to play Dick Tracy for the first time. In the game, you play as the titular detective on a quest through 6 stages as you try to bring down Big Boy Caprice. Controlling Dick, you move from left to right, jumping, punching and shooting bad guys along your path. As if that wasn't enough, there is a second plane at the top of the screen where you can use your Tommy gun in order to attack enemies before they manage to pummel you with lead. This gameplay mechanic means that you have to keep your eye on what's going on in 2 places at the same time, because inevitably, as you are focusing on sweeping the other side of the road clear of enemies, an enemy in the foreground will roll into your path and try and catch you out. It's a nice dynamic that works really well as you're working your way through the game. To add some variety to the game, the developers have also thrown in some different gameplay elements, including some side-scrolling driving sections, where Dick is found standing on the side of a police car as it zooms through the streets. Enemy cars whiz past with bad guys popping out of the windows for you to pick off with your Tommy gun. One of the benefits of the car is that you can use it as a shield to avoid incoming bullets. But that's not all. Cars will also appear on the same plane as your cop car, with enemies firing at you from in front and behind. So again, you need to be mindful of what gets your attention and when. I did enjoy the change of pace with these sections, and the relentlessness and ruthlessness of the enemies made it quite tricky for me. But if I could make one change, it would be to make these stages slightly shorter. I don't know why, but it just felt like they overstayed their welcome with me. There are also some stages that require you to get from point A to point B without the use of a gun. For these you solely rely on your trusted fists, and it can be quite a nice change of pace to slowly make your way through the levels, battering the bad guys along the way. Annoyingly though, the enemies didn't get the memo. An alleyway may be too narrow for you to use your gun, but not for the bad guys. I would have liked these sections to focus solely on hand-to-hand combat. It felt a bit like a missed opportunity. At the end of each stage, Dick takes some time out to hit the gun range. Using a 3-button design, you press either A, B or C, with each button targeting one of the enemy or civilian cutouts. You have a set time to hit as many bad guys as you can. Achieving a 100% hit ratio will earn you the rank of Captain and reward you with free continue credits. At the lower end of the scale, you'll be ranked as a flatfoot and walk away with nothing. Graphically, the game looks really nice, from the comic book art style of the section screens to the fully fleshed out environments. There's plenty of variety in the locations, and with bullet damage to parked cars and glass windows, you can tell that they've tried to add some depth to the game. The sprite animation is really nice, as well as Dick Tracy's animation flowing smoothly from one motion to another. At the end of each level, you'll be confronted by a boss as you creep ever closer to the dastardly Big Boy Caprice. Fighting off against some well-known characters from the Dick Tracy comic books, including Itchy, The Brow, Lips Manlis, Pruneface, and of course Flattop, these boss battles tend to follow the same approach as the bulk of the game, with Dick Tracy at the front unloading a hail of bullets at the boss. This is one of those games where the gameplay is just fun. There's enough for fans of the comic book to enjoy, and there's also tons of action and variety to keep you interested as you make your way through the game. Going into this review, I didn't really know what to expect from Dick Tracy on the Megadrive, but I was pleasantly surprised with how well the game plays, and I couldn't believe how it kept pulling me back for just one more go. Overall, I would give Dick Tracy an 8 out of 10.